David Arquette's on the phone. David, I saw a picture in the paper this morning. What the hell were you wearing?
Where was I?
You're in the Daily News.
Oh, no.
You're with some hot chick, but I don't think it's your girlfriend.
It should be my girlfriend.
Oh, maybe it is your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you're walking out of a club and you're wearing like these,
I had a tuxedo on.
Yeah, but like paisley, like a paisley pants and some kind
I don't know.
What kind of crazy? How you doing, man? I haven't heard from you in ages.
I'm doing great. How are you? I lost my voice, though. I was singing.
I was going to say, what's wrong with you?
Hey, what's going on? You sober or not?
I'm not sober, no.
What happened?
I'm sober at this moment.
No, but I mean, what happened? You're back to drinking?
Yeah, I'm drinking again.
Oy vey.
Is that a bad thing, or did you figure it out?
Well, it's I don't know if I've figured it out. I actually have figured it out, yes.
I always told you could have a few drinks.
Yeah, well, that's the game. I mean, you have to keep the little, the little demons.
David, what are you doing though? Are you able to like have one or two drinks, or are you back to like drinking like a whole bottle of stuff?
No, I'm a drinker, so yeah, I drink a lot.
Oh dear.
When did you get off the? Because you were doing pretty good.
Yeah, I know. See, my problem with being honest with you and talking to you is that people are going to take all this and just be cruel with it.
Yeah,
sort of like what's happening with our society. Everybody's being so cruel and mean to each other that it's just sort of this never-ending cycle. And I'm kind of on a different kick now. I sort of had this really deep and philosophical moment where I figured out what this whole game is. The whole game of life. I got it.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
It's called the kindness
Tell us.
game.
Yeah, tell me because I haven't figured it out.
Well, it's called the kindness game.
Go ahead.
And kindness is the new currency. Love is the new currency.
Go ahead.
You know, people are so cruel to each other throughout the world.
True.
Everyone is always like trying to get over on someone else. And it's really about being kinder and more understanding and thoughtful and generous. Because on one side you have violence. On one side you have, sexual deviance. Not like beautiful, like fun, crazy sex between two people that agree upon it. You have the other kind that is forceful and taking advantage of people.
You're not drunk, you're high.
Violence and
you're high.
Hurting others. On the other side, you have love. What?
I said you're not drunk, you're high.
No, I'm not.
I was going to say, this isn't helping his case.
What?
You smoking any weed, or are you just drinking?
I'll smoke a little weed. I mean, I don't really want to
Oh my goodness.
all that because the problem is people are going to take this and start talking about it.
No, what I admire
about me and talking about each other.
Can I tell you something, David?
The problem that's going on is everybody's talking about everybody else.
There's a lot of gossip. You're right, but you know what? I'll tell you this.
What?
I admire your honesty because so many people who go to rehab, they get sober, and then they lie when they are drinking. They're in full-blown fucking denial.
Right.
You're like, no, I'm drinking.
Well, there are no secrets in the world at all. You know what I mean? Ultimately, everyone knows everything. So you have to
Yeah, I knew he was
life
drinking, and we hadn't even talked to him.
Are you concerned, David, that you're drinking, or are you like, hey, I think I got this under control?
When I had this sort of this new understanding of like the kindness game and what's going on out there.
Go ahead.
I was walking. I was drunk, but I wasn't that drunk. But I was walking back from a club in Las Vegas with my girlfriend.
Right.
And there was a guy walking in front of me who was drunker than I'd ever seen anybody drunk. And my phone was out of juice. I actually wanted to film him because it was so funny and just to like remind me never get this way.
Yeah.
But it was actually like, oh wow, and I just was watching him. I was watching him walk. And then I went to an elevator. We got on the elevator, and there's this guy there, and I was like, hey, how's your night today? He said, it sucks. I just lost $15,000. He was so bummed. And it was just sort of like something out there showing me, like, don't fall into those kind of traps.
When did you decide to start drinking again? Like what was your decision process like? You were sober, and then all of a sudden you said, fuck this, I'm going back to drinking.
It was... I'd been sober for 2 years and 4 months, and I don't know. I just I don't know. I just felt like it. I felt like I just needed to, I was feeling like I wasn't being that true to myself.
Right.
Like what I enjoy and this and that. And I understand like the other sides. One thing is I never drive whenever I drink. Ever.
Yeah, but were you supposed to call someone when you feel like drinking, or were you just said, screw this, I'm not calling anybody?
No, I had been calling them. I had been talking to, people involved in, different programs, my therapist.
And did you say to them, look, I'm starting to...
like, they're very clear about, you shouldn't do this, it's bad for you and this and that. And I get it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, I am a wild man, so I do get out of control and, but I try to keep a cap on it. And
what about your girlfriend? What is she thinking?
My girlfriend's the coolest.
She's what?
She's the coolest. She's a sweetheart. Yeah. She supports me.
She does?
Yeah.
Will she drink with you, or does she try to say, hey, no more drinking?
No, she's cool,
yeah. Right.
I'm trying to, not get in all that because it just feeds this beast of, people talking about each other.
Right.
And it's like whoever's sitting out there right now and you're taking notes and you're getting the transcript of this, and then you're going on and you're writing, and you're, talking about another person, and you're, trying to bring people down. It's just this disease that's infecting our whole country.
But do you think
if you look out on the internet,
right,
and you see how mean and cruel people are, that's not who we are.
Everyone is mean. Everyone is mean.
How we're behaving, but it's not who we are. We're much cooler than that. We're much kinder than that. We need to get back to a place where we're supporting each other and embracing each other and celebrating each other and loving each other.
It does seem like everyone is mean on the internet. It's true.
I'm telling you, and Howard, I really want your help on this. We need to change the dialogue. It has to it's time for a new wave of love. It's a new love revolution. It's got to happen. Happened in the 60s, and it's just time. We're too cool of a spirit of a humanity that we go around and do this. Because at my main time, I might do whatever I do in my own journey, and I'm trying to figure out my process.
Yeah, but what did someone say about you that was something obviously has really irked you about meanness? Did someone say something about your drinking or something about you personally that what is really making you nuts?
Yeah, well, there was an article online from a certain online sort of gutter media thing.
Yeah.
That broke the story that I was drinking again. Okay, right. So they were the first one to actually report it. That part they got true. What they got wrong was what rehab I went to, they got wrong. What day I was drinking, they got wrong. They said I was drinking on Saturday, and the story they were explaining started on a Thursday. Okay, this is how it goes. I was in
yeah, but does it matter really what day you started drinking? I mean...
It does, because when they said I was, in Richmond, Virginia doing this thing at a strip club, I was actually at my friend's wedding in Santa Barbara where I set these two people up. Two good friends of mine. I set them up. They fell in love. And it was that is one of the greatest nights of my life because I actually, helped these two fall in love. And, that is magic.
So you're upset more that they got the day wrong than the actual story wrong?
Well, I'm just upset that, no, I'm not really upset. I mean, I'm sad that as a culture, we're so obsessed at being cruel and mean to each other. And we're not because that's the game. I'm telling you, Howard,
is Courtney speaking to you about your drinking, or are you upset because Courtney and you were broken up? Maybe that's what.
Courtney's super cool too, man.
Right.
And everybody's getting along and understanding. And now we're practicing what I'm talking about. We're being kind and loving to each other rather than everyone is,
Right.
She's cool to my new girl, and my new girl's cool as my ex, and everybody's getting along,
Right. Well, hey, listen, man. I know what you mean. It can get to you.
No.
But at the same point, I got to tell you though, David. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm worried about you only because, I know you got a problem with alcohol.
Those things tend to get out of control.
Yeah, as long as you know. I mean, I know some guys who...
Whatever I do, I'm going to do. I'm going to go through this journey and figure out my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a responsible person. I have my daughter 3 days a week. I'm incredibly responsible.
Right.
I'm just I'm living my life. But the thing is, I'm really trying not to hurt people and be cruel and talk mean about people. And it really has to change. It's this, silly game where we're all caught up, and the only thing is, like, us getting up, like, whoever, me pushing my own self, and, it's all ego and all this shit, like, our whole world's, like, twisted. And the fact of the matter is, it's all about love. That is the new currency. And the kinder you're going to be, the more sort of you bring your friends into certain projects, you, like, help another, the more you start, like, focusing on the love part and play the kindness game, the more we're going to start shining.
I got nervous because I read, again, I'm reading this.
Yeah.
You were on some movie, and now you're not on the movie. They
Okay,
replaced
this is a
you.
perfect story. It's the
Go
same
ahead.
people that have been up my ass, and they're probably going to write a story about this, too.
But good, clear this up with the movie thing. Now, were you fired for partying on a movie or something?
No, I was not fired from partying
Okay.
at all.
Go ahead.
Okay, it was this movie I was doing. We were filming in Covina. I had shot 3 days on it, and I went to the set, and I'm playing this prick, like, who's trying to sell a house out from under his ex-wife who has ALS.
Right.
A really asshole character. He's
Right.
a yuppie and all this shit. So I'm playing this character, and I didn't really get any response from the director that he wasn't liking my performance or
Right.
this or that. But I'm doing this scene, and it's feeling kind of awkward, and the lines aren't coming easily, and it's a little weird scene. And I turn, and I'm having the scene with Anthony Michael Hall.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of Anthony Michael Hall. He's a great man, a great actor.
Good actor, yeah.
Yeah, and we're having this scene together, and as I'm saying my lines to him, I'm thinking in my head, this guy would be better for the part than I am. And so we finish the scene, everything's great. I go home, and when I get home, the director calls me, and he says, David, I don't think it's working out. I'm not feeling the character. And I said, well, Carl, it's kind of out of left field. You didn't tell me on the set that you weren't, like, happy with what I was doing.
Right.
And I said, listen, even I was sitting there today, and I was looking at Anthony, and I said, Anthony, Michael would be better for this role than I am.
That
And he
was
said,
generous.
Yeah.
Wow. So you weren't upset
Essentially,
about it.
I got dumped on the set.
So you were all for the change. You felt like you couldn't handle the part, and that wasn't something you wanted to do.
Well, I could handle the part. It just would have been a different direction,
I see.
to cut it all together. But the director wasn't happy with it, and he has his own vision for it, so I get it.
Right. You wanted to play it a different way than he did.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But it's sad because
So creative differences.
A really sweet guy, but he might not have known he was talking to journalists or this or that. He
Right.
told a story about me getting fired, and I feel bad for him because he kind of got caught up in the web of like this thing. And
So you mean you don't blame the director for talking to them? You blame the guy who wrote the article? Because it sounds like
No.
the director should have shut his mouth about it.
No, the director actually spoke to them. We spoke to this online company even before they printed the story and set them straight.
Right.
But they still went ahead and printed a story about hard partying David Arquette and this and that.
Yeah, because David's a real honest guy. He'll tell you what happens. I mean, he really will. I mean, he's not someone who hides from the press.
But not all the time do people know what is happening, Howard.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, no.
So what happened? You went. So how'd you lose your voice? You went out last night?
No, this was a couple nights ago. I went and I was singing with the band.
With that club you own, that thing you own?
No, it was after my club. I have two clubs now. One called Bootsy Bellows and one called Hooray Henry's. So any night you want to go out in L.A. except Mondays.
See, that's what I think did you in with the drinking. I think you were in the business of partying in clubs. I mean, he's got these great wild clubs where you go and it's a whole experience. David's got like Bootsy's is like this crazy kind of. They got all kinds of weird shit going down while you're in the club.
Yeah.
How can you stay away from drinking if you're in a club all the time and everyone's drinking?
Well, I did it for
2 years.
2 years. I did. And
That had to be-
not the
you
point.
can do it. You can. It's hard. But
You
part
could
of
do it
that
for a
thing
little
is-
while, apparently.
Right.
What?
Well, 2 years is a miracle to do 2 years and be in that business is
But,
almost impossible.
everybody's, I did it for 2 years. No, but you didn't continue to do it. So after 2 years, you couldn't do it.
It's too fucking hard.
Yeah, that's how hard it was.
It is hard. I mean, that whole place and that whole lifestyle is about celebration.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's about hospitality. You show people a great time. You run around. I'm playing with puppets, and we're dancing around. And
So how much did you have to
It's
drink
hard
that
to
night?
do that without drinking.
How much did you drink that night?
You don't have to do that without.
Well, how many drinks would you say you had that night?
What?
The night you lost your voice, how many drinks did you have?
And I lost my voice. I don't know. I probably had about 4 or 5 drinks.
What, like vodkas?
Yeah. Yeah, vodka.
So if
and
you
I get strong drinks, and
right,
but I wasn't like stumbling around,
right.
I had a driver. I was, I wasn't like a knucklehead.
When you look at like a Lindsay Lohan, do you think she should stop drinking?
I think everyone's on their own journey, and I'm sick of like people
making
judging
judgments.
others.
Right.
I think the only way to deal with anybody is to, have love and support. Whatever their journey is.
I support you.
I know you do.
I
love
do,
you, buddy.
I love you too. I just want to make sure you're okay here because that
No, trust me. I'm
well,
a wild
Howard,
man,
come on.
What?
What?
It's not okay.
It's not okay. Okay, Mom. I'm sorry.
No, it's not like I want to be your mom, and I understand you're on your journey, and this is part of the process.
So do you think
But it's not okay.
People talking about where I am or what? Do you think that's all like, so people can look at me and either compare themselves to me or think they're better than me?
Well, you are famous, so people are going to do that. I mean, that's the world we live in.
Yeah, I get it.
Listen, that's part of the deal.
Unfortunately, you wound up a role model.
Yeah, you're a role model.
Okay, well, if I'm a role model, follow me on this. It's the kindness game. We all need to be more loving and kind to each other. And I would love to put together a concert with some of the greatest music in the world and have everybody come together.
I hear Zeppelin reunion.
Whoever, I love Zeppelin. But for one, I would love to have a love concert.
You get married again?
In Detroit. In Detroit, we got to save Detroit.
Are you going to get married again? Are you getting married again?
The first city in America that's gone bankrupt.
Are you getting married again?
People that are incredible, that have produced some of the most amazing music our world has ever seen.
David, you getting married again or not?
We have no plans to.
All right.
But I love my girlfriend with all my heart. She's such a sweetheart. She's so supportive and understanding.
I always want to ask this question. So after you don't have a drink for 2 years and 4 months,
yeah,
all right, when you have that first drink, what's your go-to drink, and is it everything you imagine it to be?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. I'm afraid to be honest with like you and with the world because people are so cruel at this time.
Right.
It's really like hard.
But what can they do with honesty, David?
But yeah, it was. Drinking feels good.
Yeah.
When you drink too much, it feels bad. It's a pretty simple equation.
Right.
Well, how
and
much
if you
are you
drink too much,
drinking
it'll screw
every
your life
day?
up. I mean, I know all this.
Are you drinking every day?
No, I didn't drink yesterday.
Okay. He said he's got the kid 3 days a week. You're not drinking during that.
No.
And so.
Well, just.
What?
Ever. I mean, I have my club on Tuesdays. I have a few drinks.
Right.
But sometimes I go to my club and I don't drink, even since I've been drinking.
I'm afraid Robin's going to go back to eating rice again if she hears this interview. Give Robin any chance of that? Because she's off rice completely.
I have not. It's been a while since I've had
How many
rice.
years?
It's not years.
Right.
It's just months.
Just months. So you could go back on rice. She's not eating any rice.
Looking at David, I can only say it's one day at a time, right?
That's right. You better believe it. Where you at? You in L.A.?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in ages.
I know, man. I'd love to see you. I saw you briefly at that party.
Yeah, I didn't even talk to you hardly.
I know. I miss you.
I know. You never get to talk to anybody at that party.
No, I know. Well, whoever talks to me, I talk back to. It's crazy.
I know. Everyone doesn't want to bother you.
What happened? Your girlfriend moved out to L.A., so she's with you now, right?
Yeah, we live together. We moved in together.
Oh, so you're not in New York that much?
Not in New York at all, really.
What time is it in L.A.? 6 a.m.? Have you been up all night?
No. I woke up because my girl has to get up at 5 o'clock. We went to bed at 9:30.
What's she doing? She got work?
Yeah, she's got work.
Yeah, she's super hot. I saw a picture of her coming out of the club with you, and
she's the most beautiful little sweet girl in the world.
I bet she's very, very good in the sack. Absolutely.
She's so fun. She's such a sweetie.
Really? She's up for it all?
You
ever tie her up?
Wonderful, fun life.
You ever tie her up?
No, she doesn't like that.
Man, no one likes it. You just do it.
You ask?
You don't ask. Have you ever burnt her with lit cigarettes?
No.
No?
I'm not into hurting another.
Oh, that's right. You're into the kindness thing. I forgot about
The
that.
kindness game.
I thought you were into burning people with cigarettes.
We have to have the love concert.
Right.
Yeah,
I
I shut down
question.
all my social media. I shut down Twitter. I shut down my Facebook.
Right.
Because people were too cruel.
Oh, did you? You shut down Twitter and Facebook, huh?
Yeah, people are being too mean out there, man.
Oh,
It's
my
over.
God. Yeah,
It's
I tell
over.
you. Even my so-called fans are mean. Well, you know what? I got to say, a lot of people really are nice, actually.
Yeah, there are. There are a
And,
lot of nice people, and I miss them. Like, I want to, communicate with them.
Yeah. You want to talk to people on the phone or no?
Sure.
Well, let's see what everyone's saying. I'm sure let's see if there's any nice people on the phone.
Let's see.
All right. Richard, are you nice?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello?
Hey,
What up?
I just want to make a comment, if I may, because I think David really is full of shit in many respects, and I just want to express why.
Why? Why is he full of shit?
Many respects? What do you
Wow.
say?
What do you mean
Well,
many
because
respects? He hasn't said that much.
He's talking about how we all need to love each other and be kind to each other,
Right.
and how everyone is so cruel to each other. And
Right.
And
And
I
you're
just
doing
want
a
to ask
great
him.
job of that.
I just want to ask him how he thinks his alcoholism is going to affect his daughter, and how he feels this is being kind to her, and how this is going to affect her when
All
she
right,
grows
fair
up.
enough. Let him answer that. You know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Let me
Let him talk.
Let him answer.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Is he mean, David?
Yeah, I mean, there's a cruelness to the way he's talking to me
Right.
and laying it all out. But I hear
It's the
his
truth.
point, and that is part of my responsibility of how I have to try to keep it under control.
That's right.
But I'm on my own journey, and so is my daughter. As much as I'm having to be her parent, we all
Go
we
ahead,
all
Max.
are learning. We're
Max,
all
you're on the air with David Arquette in the Bronx.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dave, man? I got to say, I completely agree with you, man. The whole world is just crazy with social media today. It's just like a bunch of nameless, faceless people out there that can be so cruel, but if you were ever to meet them in real life, they would never say any of this stuff to you.
That's a good point. Sometimes if you go knock on these fuckers' doors, I read his story. It's unbelievable. David will like this. Was I think the guy was a professional wrestler or something, and some guy was
Boxer, I
a
thought you
boxer.
said.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a boxer. Robin's right. And the guy was on Twitter, and some dude was calling him out and saying all kinds of shit about his wife and his kid. Fucking boxer hired a private eye, tracks down where the guy lives, walks over, knocks on his door, and goes, "Okay, dude. Here I am. Now say this shit to my face." The fucker starts crying at the door, won't say a word, and then made a public apology and said that it was all wrong what he said. David, maybe a lot of the meanness has to do with the fact that people have anonymity when they say it. They hide behind pseudonyms.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let me just say one more thing before I hang up. Dave, I love you, man. You don't sound too good. I feel bad. I hope that you get the help that you need or whatever it is, but I just want to say, man, I'm a big fan.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
All right, Max. Oh, there's some nice.
My voice really is. I was screaming with a band, so
Yeah,
that's why my voice is shot.
You blew out your pipes, bro.
What?
You blew out your pipes.
I blew out my pipe.
Yeah. Hey, David, listen, I'm glad you called in because it's been way too long. I haven't spoken to you in so long. And David emailed me over the weekend.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. And one of these days we'll get together. If I ever go out to L.A. again, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love to see you. I miss you. I love you.
Miss you too.
I hear people. I take it all in. But I am a really kind person when I do meet people in person.
Right.
And I really do want to start a new dialogue about love. It's what Bob Marley was talking about. It's what John Lennon was talking about. It's what we all need to be talking about because we're all on the same playing field. We're all equal, no matter what our problems are.
Who's
No
more
matter if
about
we're
love
doing
than me?
it bad or wrong, no matter if we're the shittiest person in the world or the sweetest person in the world, we're all equal. And this whole looking up and looking down at people, it's over. It's not honoring us. We're all little pieces of something bigger. And what's bigger is it's the game, the kindness game. whatever's up there wants us to be kind. It wants us to, cultivate love. And that's how we're going to succeed in this, journey. And then you know what? Once we start doing that, our art's going to get better. Our music's going to get better. We're all going to start, seeing and talking and being more honest with each other. And, I got my own problems, yes, and I will, sort them out. I go to a therapist. I really am working on myself. I'm trying to discover, what it is. This was a big part of it, me figuring out, this kindness game. And I'm serious. I want to start this crazy game. I want to do a crazy concert that all is about love, and it's for the people. You raise the money for the people, and I want you to help. All right, Howard? I know.
Me? Help with kindness? Who's kinder than me?
Whichever way you can.
All right.
I know. Well, what you are is, you're amazing. I mean, you really did. You were honest. That's your greatest quality. Is that you're honest, and you bring out this incredible honesty. There is an intense cruelty, too, with some of the joking. I mean, you know what? I forgot his name. Eric the actor.
Eric the actor, yes.
Yes, Eric the actor just gets dumped on all the time, and he's so enraged about people being
Talk
so
about
cruel.
cruelty, yeah.
Yes, very cruel. All right, David, listen.
Yes.
I love you. I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna call you.
I love you, buddy.
I'm gonna check up on you.
Thank you.
All right, and
you.
whatever
Love you,
path
Robin.
you take, man, I hope.
Fred, Benji, love you guys.
We all love you, too, David.
We love you too, David.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Play
later.
the kindness game. Spread it.
No. All right.
Yes.
Later, brother.
Bye.
Bye. That's David Arquette. I'm making the big announcement. He's back to drinking.
Oh.
But I hope he's okay. That's all. Listen, I got a couple of friends who have all been sober and then went back to drinking.
And?
Some of them are doing just fine. They have
And some
it under
aren't?
control, and some aren't.
That's the question. It's which group is David in?
Yeah, well, he knows the answer to that.
So, Gary, the show has been friends with countless celebrities over the years, and this phone call with David Arquette is a perfect example of getting this sort of insider access to their life. Having said that, can you kind of gauge where he's at, in your opinion, based on what you know about celebrities and problems and alcoholism?
Listen, I'm an outsider. I don't know his life. I love David. I think David's a great guy. I think that once you've gone to rehab to stop drinking, you have to not drink anymore. And I know he's on a journey, and, I feel like there's a lot of rationalization going on there. But at the end of the day, he probably needs to not do this, and he's got to figure out the way that that's going to happen.
Because he's been on the show a lot, and we've sort of seen him through a lot of ups and downs and stuff like that. Where, based on that information, I know you're not on the inside, but, does he sound like this is Hollywood speak with his kindness is the new currency? Is this?
Well, listen, I get the kindness is a new currency has nothing to do with whether he's drinking or not. Those are two separate issues. And if you spend time going to rehab, you're probably saying to yourself, hey, this isn't something I should be doing because I'm not my best when I'm doing this. So why he's throwing that out the window now, I don't know. But he's got to figure out how to get there. I guess that's his journey.
I can't wait. In the coming weeks, we have. Metallica's going to come in and perform live. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. We had a writing meeting the other day, and Richard Christie's sitting there, and he raises his hand and he goes, "I would do just about anything to sit on the couch when Metallica is in there playing. I would even make out with John Hine for 10 to 15 seconds." And I'm sitting there going, what, how does a guy forget about, how did he come up with John Hine? All right. Not only is it bizarre that he's going to make out with a man to see Metallica play in the studio, but, how do you come up with the name John Hine out of all the guys here?
Well, you should know. So this writing meeting we do in a big conference room every week, and everyone's around the table. So when he says John Hine, John Hine's eyebrow goes up. Like, who the fuck?
Well, how did I get involved?
No one told me about this.
Yeah, right.
But I thought you can make out with Will, Sal. How did he come up with John?
I just feel John Hine would be a very funny guy for him to make out.
It would be, but to have a name, it'd be one thing to say, I'll make out with a guy on the staff.
Right.
He specifically said John Hine.
And I don't want to do it.
I by the way, I would watch it. Yeah, right. That's the other. I don't want to do it, but
I don't want to make out.
He
but I would
always
do
says
it.
that. but he suggests these things.
Howard, it's every week when we go into the writing meeting, we laugh to see how many ideas in when Richard gets up to pitch will be him
Gay.
doing something gay or naked.
It's 90% gay and naked.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Richard, come here.
By the way, how nice does our hallway and our green room and stuff look?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, why John Hine?
It's just funny stuff with John Hine because he's
but
the
you
most.
know John's not going to make out with you.
You never know until you ask.
Right.
You know.
You just think it would be funnier. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's just funny. If I did it with like Mike Morales.
But when you
or
say make
Sal,
out, you mean like tongue.
Yeah, like Lisa G and Ronnie did.
But hold on, it would be funny if you did it. Wouldn't it be funny if you did it with JD?
See, doesn't that
Gary.
look funny?
Let
I
me
was
see what
trying to
it-
kiss
yeah.
Gary.
Go ahead, kiss him.
Wouldn't it be funny if you did it with JD?
Kiss him. Kiss him. Kiss Gary.
No.
Go ahead, kiss him.
I'm gonna choke you.
He's trying to choke me.
But if you did it with JD, that'd be funny. Why not JD?
Like I could lean in and kiss Gary right now.
But JD won't kiss.
But neither will John. In other words, there's 10
Why don't you
people.
make out with High Pitch Mike? He might do it because he's gay.
But it's not as funny. 'Cause
Oh, it'll be
he's up-
funny.
Well, I'm not up for it, but
What do you mean you're not up for it?
But he's up for John. That's what I'm saying. There's something going on.
Why are you up for John over High Pitch Mike?
it's just, I don't know. Something about making out with John Hine is hilarious.
He
to
said
me.
in the meeting, by the way, he goes, I don't want to make out with High Pitch Mike. His mouth has been in some weird places.
Oh, John Hine has been in the right
Yeah,
place.
John Hine hasn't had like jizz on his lips and
Right,
stuff.
right. Hey, John, is there any chance you'll make out with Richard?
Come on, help a brother out, John.
I will allow you to sit in with Metallica if you make out with John Hine. There's no doubt.
And that's what makes it not a gay stunt because I get to see a manly band like Metallica.
Are you up for this in any way?
Absolutely not.
Were you shocked when he suggested it?
Yeah, I mean, the idea didn't surprise me, but me, I guess, because it's funny that it's me, and I guess I'm safe in Richard's eyes. Don't touch me. But no, and then I was like, what's in it for me?
He must be. Well, that's ridiculous. I know. What's in it for
You're
you?
a team player. That's what's in it.
But you must be attracted to him a little bit.
I mean,
more
he's-
than High Pitch Mike.
I'm not. I know nobody believes me, but I'm not a gay homosexual man. And but John is
You
handsome.
kind of are, though, in the sense that you would make out with a guy. I mean, that's gay.
Yeah, but a lot of guys do that drinking just for fun and goofing around.
No.
You know.
All right. Well, anyway, there
Where's
it is.
his evidence?
I don't know. He makes statements that I've never heard before.
Well, a
Thank you.
lot of my buddies.
All right.
have
Well,
done.
go find a guy to make out with, and if you do, maybe we'll have you in here for Metallica.
Like, what about Jason Kaplan?
Jason, will you make out with him? Would you do that? If you do it,
No, I won't make out with you. I'm sorry, dude. Metallica will be here regardless.
you would make out with Jason?
Yeah, why me?
To sit on the couch to watch Metallica, of
All
course.
right. If you can convince him to do that, I would.
Is it wrong that I'm flattered? Because he just
no.
turned Gary down,
Right.
and I'm in. I actually feel good about myself for a second.
But will you do it for 15 seconds with him?
No,
Why not?
because I don't want to make out with you.
But it'll be remembered as a great stunt. It's funny.
You'll go down in history.
I'm not looking for that.
He'll be on the front page of HowardStern.com.
Would you make out with Sal?
Yeah, but I don't think Sal will do it either.
Really? I think he would.
He said in the
Your
meeting.
boyfriend won't make out with you?
He said in the meeting he won't.
Oh.
Rejected.
I think he would, actually.
No, Howard, he said, Sal, come here. He says, no way. Why no way, Sal? It's the gayest stunt ever. That's gay. But you touched his taint. That's not as gay as making out. Making out is too intimate.
Will any guy here make out with?
blowjob?
Will anybody make out? Yeah, like you would. Hey, Sal, you would let him blow you, but you won't make out with him.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So if you blow Sal, you can sit on a couch.
No, I ain't going that far. I like Metallica.
I'm really confused.
Gives me a rim job.
I don't even
Would
understand
you
the
taste
limits.
Sal's semen? If Sal brought in semen, would you put your finger in it?
No, I'd put my finger in it, but I'm not going to taste it.
Why not?
Could I put it on a cracker?
Would you tongue my asshole, Richard?
No. No.
Will you let him tongue your asshole?
Yeah. I'll let him stick his tongue up my ass.
I like he'll do that, but he won't make out with me.
Will you stick your tongue up his ass, and I'll let you sit in with Metallica?
Oh man, that's brutal.
Will you do it?
Plus, you know he's going to take a shit
No,
and make it stink.
Well, maybe you could use shittens. It can't be worse than future.
Could I put a condom on my tongue?
No.
Oh, please.
Ah. We want you to get disease.
Richard, 3 quick jabs up my ass.
If I can put a condom on my tongue, I would.
All right, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Go find the guy. Go find the guy to make out with, and then come back and see.
Well,
me.
there's a lot of guys, like gay guys, that would do it, but I
right.
just think it's funniest with somebody like John Hine.
Well, you're not going to get John Hine.
You know what'd be really funny? There's a lot of guys down at the Gay Channel do the morning show. They're all like bears. They're like big, hairy guys.
Yeah.
You see them all the time, Richard. Would you make out with one of those guys?
No, because I don't know them. I want to, know the person.
You have to know them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no straight guy is going to make out with you.
Yeah.
Well, Jason's a big Metallica fan. What if you got to sit on the couch too?
All right. I'm up for that.
And Jason said I know there's a certain song he wants him to play. Like he would flip if they played this song.
You want to make out with him on any condition? Would you?
No,
be willing to?
no. I don't want to make out with him for any condition. I don't want to.
All right.
I don't care what song they play. I don't care if I get to play with them while they're playing. I support your decision, Richard. And I'm a little shocked. I'm usually never brought into these sorts of things, but thank you.
You were in the room, so you're the one I thought of.
Thank you.
One more idea somebody would think might do. Would you make out with Ronnie?
Oh man, I don't know.
All right, if you make out with Ronnie.
That'd be great.
Would Ronnie?
What's wrong with Ronnie?
How about David Arquette? He might be up for it. He's back to partying again. All right, listen. Well, let's talk about this tomorrow. How's
Okay.
that? It's getting late.
Ronnie's a maybe possibility.
All right.
But that mustache is. It might be
And what do you mean by make out?
kind of like him and Lisa did. Tongue, yeah.
Right.
So there's got to be a time limit?
At least 15.
All right. Thank you. Please get me out of this if you don't mind.
I'll make
Please.
out with you, Howard.
No, it's not going to. Would you make out with Richard so we can do this, Ronnie? Would you make out with Richard? What?
What do I get out of it?
I don't know. You want to
Kissing Richard.
Metallica?
No.
I'm a good kisser.
I can walk in here anytime I want during Metallica.
All right.
Metallica.
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 What am I going to get? What am I going to get out of it?
What am I going to get out of
Metallica.
You get a passionate kiss.
No.
From a friend.
You've always been bi-curious.
I need more. I need more.
I'll jerk you off while I do
need more. No.
Oh, so you know what we're learning from this? It's not out of the question.
Yeah, he's just looking for something more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a nice drink.
All right, guys, thank you.
We'll think of a prize for Ron.
All right, good. Okay. Enough.
But you know what, Howard? For you, Richard would swallow.
For me, what?
If you let him...
Would you blow me and swallow?
He would give you a blowjob.
Would you blow me and swallow, honestly? If I let you.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, but I'm also saying that because I know it would never ever happen. But
I'm actually interested for the first time.
But just for the sake,
I would like it.
For the sake of the greatest stunt of all time, I would do that.
You would blow me and swallow.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Keep that in mind.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to think about that tonight.
Okay.
All right. I'm throw up. Okay. Thank you. Guy's out of his mind. Wow.
Mr. Hine, stop and talk to me for a second.
Yes.
I promise I won't try to kiss you. Obviously, at this point, nothing Richard says or does can really shock you.
No.
But when it's you specifically, does that kind of like throw you off around? Have you been looking at him differently? Have you been noticing the way he's been observing you?
No, because Richard's always been that way. I think that Richard chose me for two reasons. One, so Howard would say, hey, John Hine, like it would get him interested in the bit. And two, because he knows there's no way in hell I'd ever do it. So I'm a safe choice. If he said Sal or someone who may be willing to high-pitch Mike, then there's consequences there. So it's easy to say I'm going to make out with John when I have absolutely no intention of doing so.
So you're saying he knows that push won't come to tongue or whatever. It's not going to happen.
I'm a safe choice. Now, the thing I should have done is gone out there and said, yeah, sure, let's do it. Because I would have totally thrown him off. But then I realized the consequences of saying something like that.
And you also, yeah, exactly.
And I'm also not a homosexual, so that may have something to do with it.
But even still, you know that Richard, when pushed, will do it. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Richard, which is why I didn't push and will not push.
The controversy surrounding him for years has been that he's got some gay tendencies, that it's not just about the jokes and the hijinks. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. He definitely is, I think, open with his sexuality. I wouldn't say he's, clearly, he's got a wife and he likes women, but I think that he's one of those guys who's up for anything, and because it's funny or goofy.
At minimum, he's at least bi-curious.
He's bi-curious. That's a better way of putting it, yes.
There's some things that have happened in those storage huts that we don't know about.
Yeah, and also I think Will Murray can testify to some of that bi-curiosity. Not that it might have been reciprocated, I'm not saying that, but I think Will's got a couple stories to tell.
He's been hit on.
Yes, he has, whereas I am not curious at all when it comes to the males.
Is there any price tag? You know, you mentioned what's in it for me. Is there a price tag? I mean, we're talking...
Greg, I guess the clearest way I could put it is you could have Rush come in here, play in that studio, and I would not kiss Richard or any other guy to see it. So, and that's a big thing for me to say, as you know.
Ronnie, let's start brainstorming.
Brainstorming?
What's it going to take? You mentioned the question, what's in it for you?
Come
let's
on.
name some of your dream camps.
You know what it is.
NASCAR.
Everybody knows here what it is. Everybody knows. If you can't figure it out, you're pretty stupid.
There's one thing that you want.
One thing I want back.
A certain
plugs.
A certain tour?
No, certain plugs.
Yeah. Interesting. Richard.
There you go. He wants Metallica, I want something else.
Why the hesitation? Why the hesitation with Ronnie? I mean, he's a sexy older man, obviously. Why the reservation? Is it sort of the same as the high-pitched mic theory that tongue's been all over town?
No, it's just that I think Ronnie would get too into it, and I'd have to really do it. Like if I made out with John Hine, he'd hold back a little, and I wouldn't have to. It wouldn't be very passionate. I think with Ronnie, it'd get really passionate, and he'd pull me in.
What about Nick Rucker?
I wouldn't be able to get away.
He likes to make out with guys.
No thanks,
he
Stu.
No, he does. He does.
I make out with him privately.
Yeah, I know.
We'll wait for the Christmas party.
So
yeah,
Richard,
I know you make out with him.
What you're saying is if you pair up with Ronnie, you run the risk of losing dominant alpha male status.
Yeah,
you might
I
get
think
dominant.
Ronnie's going to be the takeover.
I'm ready, man. But I want what I want out of it. Okay.
Ronnie,
you might just bend me over.
Ronnie, you're a tattoo-loving, skull T-shirt wearing guy. Why are you so willing to?
Because I believe in my cause, just like he believes in his cause. So I have a cause.
You don't think it speaks to your sexuality if you're willing to do something for a cause?
Fuck that.
Yeah, it doesn't make you. It doesn't make.
I'll make
you
out
gay.
with Richie Wilson too with his shittings.
It doesn't make you gay. It's just a goofy stunt.